Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, honoured guests, sponsors, and welcome to the 9th, can you believe it, 9th annual Precious Awards. We're really, really glad that you're all here. And I just want to start off with something that Foluke had said earlier on. I just want to invite all of this afternoon's nominees to stand and to take a bow. That whether you win, lose or draw, you're a winner. You're an outstanding woman of colour in business or in leadership.
I think you can all sit down now, can't they, Rash? So before we move into the first award, I think we want to welcome Wendy Papworth, Director of Global Diversity and Inclusion from Barclays, and Winnie Oudemans from the Barclays Emerge Network to come to the stage and just explain why she's supporting Precious. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Barclays are truly delighted to sponsor the 9th annual Precious Awards. This is the first time we've been engaged, and I think it's really appropriate that we happen to be in the banking hall. I really want to congratulate Foluke, first of all, for all her tireless work around this event. And I think having afternoon tea has been inspired, probably for the ladies in particular in the audience. We always like our afternoon tea, and eclairs in particular. I just wanted to say a few words. I really love the vision for the Precious Awards, which includes the aim that girls and women of colour should have no ceilings to their dreams. And I think we want this for everyone, but we need to recognise that for some it's harder, and those ceilings sometimes feel as though they are reinforced. We all have a part to play, and I just want to share a few little statistics about Barclays and what we're trying to do with our workforce. So we are fairly diverse. 47% of our apprentices are from a BAME background, so Black, Asian, minority ethnic. 51% of our workforce are female, and we've seen a significant increase in the number of BAME undergraduates, particularly in the investment bank, which I'm afraid still looks fairly pale and fairly male. But we know there is more that we can and need to do in our own organisation. People of colour and women are generally not as well represented at all levels in the firm. And one of the ways we do try to address this is through mentoring. So I'm very fortunate to mentor 3 women of colour, 3 young women of colour, and I have to say, every time I meet them, it's really reverse mentoring because I learn so much about their experience. Now, my colleague next to me, I don't have the privilege to mentor, but I think sometimes what resonates for me is the stories and the storytelling, and that, I think was suggested earlier, is what really stays with you. So I wanted Winnie Oudemans, my very precious colleague, to share a little bit about her story.
First of all, I wanted to say thank you so much. It's such an honour to be able to be here with such amazing women and men celebrating women of colour. I was reflecting this morning about the purpose of the awards and how Foluke has really taken her passion and created this forum to recognise successful women of colour in business. And I was thinking about my past and growing up in Ghana, where my mother always brought me up to succeed. She always said to me, Winnie, being successful is not a luxury, it's not a privilege, it's something you have to do, it's almost a survival instinct. And women in Ghana are always very entrepreneurial. Their children come first, and for them, everything that they need to do to help their children to succeed and survive is what they strive for. Now, when I read Foluke's bio and some of the things she was thinking about when she wanted to launch the awards is, coming to this country and recognizing that there were so many BAME women doing amazing things, but actually weren't receiving the recognition for it. And it struck me that it's because a lot of women in our community are doing what they need to do to survive because that's all they know best. All they know best is to succeed. However, for me, what really stands out is the importance of redefining success. The fact that we do everything that we can to succeed because it's what we're built to do. Actually, people like Foluke are doing such an amazing thing to recognize women, because men could probably do the same thing and pat themselves on their backs 10 million times more than we do. So first of all, thank you so much. It's such a great forum. But then the second thing for me that really stood out was that for more BAME women to succeed in the workplace, we need to be able to bring our whole selves into where we work and into the work that we do. And this is something that I really love about working at Barclays. Being a Black, African, young, Christian female, I feel like I have so many demographics that form a part of me. And actually being able to come into work and bring all of those things into what I do on a daily basis, and be able to go and join things like the Christian Forum, the African Forum, the multi-generational network events that they run, the Women's Network, really helps me to be able to nurture and develop myself in so many ways and meet so many like-minded people. And I just really wanted to share that today because I think Barclays is a great testament to what so many more organizations could be doing to recognize women and people in different diversity communities. So thank you all so much once again for being here. I really look forward to the rest of the program. And once again, congratulations, Foluke, because this is a great forum. Thank you.
Just want to say thank you both. Thank you, Barclays, our sponsor, and thank you all of our supporting sponsors.
And on to the awards. So the first of our awards today is decided by the public, so it makes it particularly special. And it's the Precious Man of the Year award. Yeah, only one for the men.
Yeah, absolutely, just the one.
So we had 40 nominees in this category, which were whittled down to the top 3 and then put out to the public vote. And the finalists are social entrepreneur Solomon Smith, broadcaster Eddie Nesta, and health campaigner Errol McKellar. And to present this award, we'd like to invite Salima Gulbahar, manager of the entrepreneurship programme at Imperial College London.
Keep it going.
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm really excited that I get to present the Man of the Year. I thought it was my lucky day today. I heard that. What did I do that's so great today that I got to do this? So, hold on a second. Okay, I'm as excited as everyone else to find out, because the shortlisted nominees were rather, all 3 were quite interesting. And the winner is Solomon Smith.
Guys, thank you very much. I did not expect this today. For you who don't know, I'm the founder of Bricks and Soup Kitchen. We provide hot meals, hot drinks. Come on. Thank you. We provide hot meals, hot drinks to the homeless. Even though we're called Bricks and Soup Kitchen, I do not know why I called it Bricks and Soup Kitchen. We work with everyone, you know. a lot of the organizations say you're only in Lambeth, you only can work with people in Lambeth. I decided to open up my own center where there's no categories. Now, everywhere you drive, everywhere you go, you see homeless people on the floor. And for me, I couldn't really fathom that. In 2012, we actually lost 3 homeless people due to the bad weather. And I decided to go out there, give hot tea, call all of my friends, get some clothes, and right now, it's just absolutely crazy. I'm gonna bring this award back to Brixton, and guys, please come over to table 9, the hot table. And I've got some information. I can't say it all right now, my mind's a blank, but please guys, thank you very much for today's award.
Just before Solomon goes, he's too modest to mention that he's trying to raise funds for a mobile.
Oh yeah. For us, we've never got no government funding whatsoever. It's all run by donations. It's all run by people saying, here's money. The reason why we didn't go for any government funding is because they tried to block me working with certain people. Now, we also do night outreach where we go out to the homeless spots. We got a lot of emails, and last week we ended up in Brighton. Now, if we had funding, we would not be allowed to go to Brighton. So we are trying to raise £25,000 where we could buy a mobile, when you go to the football matches and they've got, we're trying to have one of those. The catering truck, yes. And we want to basically get that, go to all the spots, cook there and then, good food, you can see, good food. And we're trying to go to anywhere where they are and, cook good food, give information. We're not just like normal soup kitchens where they just get food and leave. We've got mentors, we've got psychiatrists, and they all come out of their own time. So guys, thank you very much, and please look us up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Fantastic. Fantastic. From here on in, all the awards are for women. But before we hear from any of the award winners, I think we need a bit of an inspiring speech. And before I invite our inspiring speaker, who is Bianca Miller, I would like to invite the chair of our judges, what I see as the mother of our judges, Penny MacDonald, who we're very lucky is here. I wonder if you'll kindly be happy to come up and just say a few words to help us introduce Bianca, because I know that you've come here especially, you were working with one of your very impressive clients, Michael Bolton. So I wonder if you would come up and say a few words. I know that you've been busy judging, so I'd just like you to say a word, and then I'd really very much like to invite Bianca to come up and say a few words. Round of applause.
Hello everyone. It's been a pleasure this year to have been invited by Foluke to be one of the judges at this year's award. Solomon, I think you're doing a fantastic job, by the way, so stand up to you, and I'll give you a donation later. But separately, I just wanted to let you know that when I watched The Apprentice last night, I had to tape it because I wasn't around, I just thought, what a fantastic programme, because it gave so many people the hope and the aspirations and the ideas and that's sort of an opportunity to just brainstorm the smallest idea that you have in your head to enable you to do something yourself, whether you're a winner or not. And that's like today. Even if you don't win an award today, just be proud that you're nominated. But I used to work for lots of corporations, lots of them, big ones, small ones. I've worked with quite a number of well-known celebrities too. And I decided to go it alone, and I've not looked back. So just hold on to your dream, your aspirations, and live with it. And the person I'm about to introduce is Bianca Miller, who is a fantastic ambassador for her brand. She doesn't know it, but I'm actually wearing one of her tights. Welcome Bianca from, as we all know her from, The Apprentice, but she now has her own company. Be inspired.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you. I'm really proud to be here today. This time last year, I actually won an award from the Precious Awards myself. And so it's really nice to be back here, really telling you about my story and my journey. And when Foluke called me, she said, Bianca, I want you to tell the audience about your journey, from where you started to where you are now. And so I started thinking, what can I tell the audience that will really give them an idea of how I've made it happen? And instinctively, what came to mind was a speech by a man who had a very large dream, Martin Luther King. And then I thought, I can't better that speech, so I'll just tell you about myself instead. So on the 23rd of December, 1988, in Mayday Hospital, Croydon, a child was born, me. And from a very young age, I believe I was born to be an entrepreneur. And so it started, age 6, when I set up shop in my bedroom, creating paintings that I sold, and my only customer was my parents. However, I was making very good profit because they provided the resources. Then, at age 14, I had a love of dance, street dance particularly, and I was doing dance for my school and competing in competitions, and I thought, how can I monetize this? So I went to a local primary school and I said, hi, I'd like to teach dance to your kids. Would you be interested? They said, sure, Bianca, we're going to give you the worst kids in the year and see how you get on. I said, no problem, here's my invoice. And then I employed 2 friends to work with me and paid them obviously less than the invoice, profit again. Then age 17, I wasn't allowed to go out very much. My parents were a bit strict. So I thought, how do I get out? So I basically started doing under-18s parties. And I managed to do about 3 before my parents said, Bianca, can you stop trying to make money and actually concentrate on your education? So I finished my A-levels and did what was expected of me, which was to go to university and get a degree. So I went to university, got a degree in business management and economics, and finished in a recession, which actually meant at that time it was quite hard to get a job. I spent a few months of summer probably messing about a bit, but also applying for jobs, going for interviews, but also trying to get the right job. And then one day, someone on my course, not a friend, just someone on my course at university, called me and said, Bianca, we've got an amazing opportunity. They were looking for a temp at a company called Accenture. I didn't really know who Accenture were at that time, so I went for the interview, obviously did the research, went for the interview, and on day 1, I got the job and was suddenly HR advisor to 350 graduates, having done 1 module of HR at university. So that was a steep learning curve, but I really enjoyed the journey, and I spent 2.5 years at Accenture navigating the corporate world and really enjoying my time there, when one day someone in the corporate world, someone senior management level, came to me and said, Bianca, we've got a problem here. We need your help. I said, what is it? They said, we've got fantastic graduates from the best universities, very academically smart. Unfortunately, they have no concept of their personal brand. Can you help them? So I started an initiative called Preparing for Promotion, helping those graduates to understand how to be more employable, how to communicate, how to network, how to dress appropriately, and realized I really loved that aspect of HR and talking, which you can probably tell. And so after about 2.5 years at Accenture, I decided it was time to move on. I wasn't fulfilling my dream, but I didn't know what that dream was at the time. So I left and I went into recruitment, thinking it was a great opportunity to learn about a business where, quite frankly, you could just start it with a phone. And then about 2 weeks in, I realized I hated the job. I loved the interaction with candidates. I loved being able to help them with their CVs, with their interview skills. And I saw at that point that it wasn't just graduates who were struggling to understand their personal brand. We had people coming in their 30s, 40s, 50s, earning, £1,000 a day, and still turning up in an Arsenal tracksuit, thinking that was a great way to go for an interview. Now, I support Arsenal. That's still not a great way to go for an interview. And so I decided I was going to start my business. So in 2012, I wrote my business plan and left my safety of employment and started my business. And I started a business that basically was fundamentally about personal branding and working with people at school and university level to get them ready for employment, working with people at a corporate level who are already employed in understanding how to define their personal brand and therefore climb the career ladder and improve their career trajectory. And then I had a styling arm of a team of stylists that take my clients shopping to make them look good. And so the business was growing. I was getting awards and interest and press and so on. And about 2.5 years in, my fiance came home one day and said, Bianca, the applications for The Apprentice are open. And I said, that's nice. And he said, well, I think you should apply. And I said, well, no, thank you.
He said, well, why not? And I said, well, quite frankly, I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be on television. I don't want to be scrutinized by the 8 million people that watch the show every week. I don't potentially want to embarrass myself in front of those 8 million people. So anyone who did watch it, let's not mention Westminster. And so for me, it was a really scary prospect. But 80,000 people apply for The Apprentice every year. So after he sent me about 5 text messages, a few WhatsApps, printed the application form and put it on my bedside table, I decided to apply just to get him off my back. And it was that point when I realized the gravity and the grandeur of that opportunity. So when I went through the audition process and he said, Bianca, we like you for the show, I thought, why not? And I'd like to take this moment to quote a very important man, Mr. Miyagi from Karate Kid, who said, Daniel, son, it's okay to be afraid, but must not lose through fear. I would do my Mr. Miyagi voice, but it's not very good. And that was the reality. I was scared. I was afraid, because actually there is that opportunity that you could get kicked out in week 1 and no one would ever speak to you again. All my corporate clients would stop calling, and that was scary for me. But as any successful person will tell you, what they fear more than failure is not having tried in the first place. So as you know, I went through the process, 12 weeks of hard work, and I ended in 2nd place. Am I disappointed by that? No, not really, because actually it's allowed me to not only be on this stage now telling you about my journey, but also to start my brand, Bianca Miller London, which is a hosiery brand that really is about understanding the beauty in diversity. It's really about picking out the fact that in the market at the moment, we have 2 or 3 shades of nude that they deem as being totally acceptable. And what was interesting for me is, yes, I have a strange passion for tights, but also I was going to buyers and meeting with buyers and saying, I've got this idea for tights, 8 shades for women from English Rose all the way up to Sub-Saharan Africa, and it's a great idea. And I was met with opposition from some buyers who said, well, don't most white people want to be tanned? Or will people of color buy tights? And those questions really I found so bizarre. And so for me, actually, it's now more than just tights. It's not about tights. It's about diversity. It is about tights when you buy it next month, but it's not about tights right now. It's about diversity. And so I really feel that that journey has allowed me to be where I am today. And I'm really thankful for that opportunity. And I'm really thankful for Precious Awards having me here today. So I'd like to just leave you with one final thought. In life, there are 3 types of people. People who watch things happen, people who make things happen, and people who wondered what happened. Which one are you? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. Thanks again, Bianca, for that. Really fantastic to hear your story, and we wish you all the best. 8 shades of tights, great. Okay. I'm not just saying that as a dude.
That was so facetious,
I
Rashid.
know, I'm not just saying that as a dude. No, right. Okay, I'm going to move on. Next up, our next category, and this is a very, very important category. This is the Outstanding Woman in Science, Engineering, and Technology and Mathematics STEM. Now, what's interesting is that this is an area where many scholars and experts and pundits underplay the importance and the significance of women in this particular field. And it's one of the reasons why Precious is very keen to highlight the importance of women in this field and to celebrate those who have made a huge impact, be it in the workplace, in the environment, or in an entrepreneurial space. So the nominees for this award are Dijon Taylor, and you can applaud them when we announce their names. Dijon Taylor, CEO and founder of Savvy Guest Limited. Thank you. Sivisaka Sevakumar, who is civil structural engineer at Lang O'Rourke. Adiza Tijani, head of ecosystem development at Level 39. And Corinne Bryan, principal electrical engineer. Round of applause for them all. And we were due to have a minister here to present. Oh, is the minister here? I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. Please, a warm round of applause, please, for Chi Umnura MP, Shadow Minister for Culture and Digital Economy. We're really pleased you're here.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I'm the Shadow Minister for Digital Economy and the MP for Newcastle. And this morning I was in the House of Commons questioning the government about women in technology. And just let me say that one of the many reasons I'm so pleased to be here is that the House of Commons does not look anything like you. And I'm not talking about the lovely tea, etc. that we have, but I'm talking about the diversity and the range of people in front of me and the number of women, and particularly BME women that I have in front of me here. I spend hours staring at the the government benches, and they look nothing like this. And I think that's a huge pity and a huge shame. That said, Parliament is the most diverse environment I have ever worked in. And the reason for that is before going into Parliament, I spent 20 years as an electrical engineer. And in STEM, science, technology, engineering, in maths, it is true to say that the levels of representation of women and BME women are really low. And so basically, I was very, very lonely for 2 decades. And the reason I am so pleased to be here to present this award is that I hope it's going to help make sure that BME women in STEM aren't lonely in the future. Yeah. I should also add that it was a great career, very well paid and very satisfying, and only being an MP is better. So, the winner in this category, and I'm really looking forward to meeting her, is Kerrine Bryan.
Thanks a lot. It's an honour to have been nominated for this award alongside such amazing and inspiring women, not just in the STEM category, but across all of the categories. So I'm an electrical engineer. I work in the oil and gas industry, and I also do I'm a STEM ambassador, so I go out to schools and talk about engineering, try and encourage more women to consider engineering as a career. I've also published a book recently called My Mummy is an Engineer, to promote engineering from a younger age. So you can check that out. So just a quick story. I was speaking to one of my cousins a few months back, and she's about 19 years old, and she was thinking of career options. She's not sure what she wants to do. So of course I said, why don't you consider engineering? And her response was, these were her words, "Isn't that for old white men?" Which was quite a shock. It is actually quite like that. There's not many black female engineers. So it's just to say thank you also to Foluke for such an event like this, which shows role models and gives people someone who they can relate to consider these type of careers. So thank you.
Sorry, Rash. Moving on to the Outstanding Woman in Professional Services, which is sponsored by Credit Suisse. And the nominees for this award are Dara Curtin, Manager at PwC Operations Consulting, Funke Abimbola from UK Managing Consul Roche, Victoria Shawanmi, Lecturer at UCL Institute of Education, and Dana Walker, Project Manager for Construction Industry Council. And to present this award, we have Bilal Hilton Lee from Credit Suisse, and also one of this year's judges.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, first of all, I'd like to say on behalf of Credit Suisse, we are absolutely thrilled to again be supporting the Precious Awards. And in particular, Foluke, congratulations and thank you to you. Amazing job. Precious probably means different things to different people here. To me, when I think of precious, I think of my two daughters, aged 9 and 4. And I think of all of you finalists. I think of the trails that you're blazing and the path that you're laying for my daughters. So can I thank you? So thank you very much. Okay, so without further ado, the winner of the Outstanding Woman in Professional Services. You guys used super glue on this, didn't you? Right. The winner is Funke Abimbola. Coming up, Funke.
Or anything. It's just, this is such a surprise. Again, I'm really, really honoured. I can't believe it. I literally can't believe it. Thank you so much for this. Anytime I get recognition, it means so much because a lot of what gets me up in the morning is the diversity stuff. And I happen to be a lawyer on the side, is the way I look at it, really. But with improved visibility and influence, it really, really drives through more and more changes within law, which is a very archaic, male and pale profession still at the upper echelons. So I'm so overwhelmed. I can't tell you. Thank you so much for this. Thank you.
That's what it means. Right. Next up, a topic that is dear to many of your hearts, leadership. And I know that there's many, many incredible leaders in this room. Formal, informal positions, informally, within the home, in the workplace, in the corporate world. So without further ado, let's introduce you to some of our fantastic nominees in this particular category. The nominees are Indy Okenzie, Chief Director, Executive Director, I beg your pardon, the Regions Division, Teach First. Round of applause. June Eric Ndori, Girls' Rights Campaigner. Whitney S. Isles, Social Entrepreneur and Community Activist. And Kelly, eternally wonderful Brian, CEO of the Advocate Agency. And before we find out who the winner is, I'd just like to invite back to the stage our key speaker, Bianca Miller, who's going to be handing out that award to the leaders.
I feel like we need a drum roll. Anyone want to give one? No? Thank you, thank you. And the winner is Kelly Bryan.
Starts again, and the love kick starts again. Starts again. It's the same old you, the same old me. You get bored and I get cold feet. Get high, get wandering eyes. Forget I've never ever had it so sweet.
Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this. Sorry, I can't even see it. Thank you so much. It's, I started in this industry when I was, oh goodness me, I was 15 years old. And at the time, just as you wrote in your footnotes, there were no other black people to look up to aspire to make your dreams look like they could possibly be achievable. So to be here this afternoon is just such a major privilege for me, and it feels like, looking across this room, feels like, the only way I can explain it is, yes! And about time. And I'm sitting in the room and I feel so privileged to be looking to my left and to my right and just here to acknowledge your achievements. It's amazing. For me, oh, goodness me, leadership. For me, the biggest skill that I had to learn was to serve, was to be in service, to serve others, to look at other people's needs and try to meet them. And I believe that that's what makes you a great leader. When you've been able to serve great people, that's what makes you a great leader. So thank you so very, very much from the bottom of my heart. I mean, I'm so very grateful. I'm lost for words. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I can't possibly leave without saying thank you to my mum, because she's the greatest leader in the world. So thank you, Mum.
So our next award this afternoon is for the Outstanding Woman in the Creative Industries, which is sponsored by the British Library's Business and IP Centre. And we're inviting Isabel Oswell, Head of Business and Creative Industries from the British Library, to present this award. Our nominees in this category are Emily Jupp, Millie J Shoes Limited and Bridal Shoes by Millie, Chika Russell, Chika's Snacks, Anjula Devi Authentic Indian Cooking, and Louise Bronny Mensa from shoobs.com.
Okay, thanks very much, Jessica. My name's Isabel Oswell. I'm head of business at creative industries at the British Library. Both Jessica and as you, Rashid, have already mentioned, that they give workshops and advice. I'd just like to say a couple of things. Is we're really passionate. We work with Foluke for several years now and supported the Precious Awards. We're really passionate about supporting women to realise their dreams, start up and grow a business. And over the last year, the number of women using the library has shot up. And we're now at 58%. So, like in this room, men are in the minority. And in addition to that, we're passionate about supporting women, diverse women, women of colour. And about 38% are now women of colour. So please, you're all already at the top of your game, but if you know somebody who wants to start up or grow their business, please tell them to come to us, because our services are either free or very heavily discounted, and we have a fantastic track record in supporting creative industries. So I'd now like to, drum roll, can we have another drum roll, please? Thank you very much. I'd like to announce the winner of the Creative Industries Award, or the Outstanding Woman in the Creative Industries Award. Sorry, I'm shaking now. And the winner is Emily Jupp, Millie J.
Lovely surprise. Thank you so much. I was always taught that the barrier is often only there if you choose to see it. I was abandoned on a bus as a baby and adopted. I lost my brother to suicide, but I never looked back because I started Millie J Shoes. So this is for all the creatives. Thank you.
Amazing shoes.
Now, those are some shoes. An amazing story. Amazing, amazing. Now this next category is a category that is dear to many of your hearts, actually, and that's Social Enterprise of the Year. This award shines a light on those companies, businesses, and trades that those that tackle issues to improve communities and people's life chances. So we're really, really pleased to include this category. And the nominees are Asma Shah, Ladies Who Learn. Rashada Harry, Your Future, Your Ambition. Aisha Julie, The Gifted. And Zenobia Grant and Marisa Dyer of Rhetoric EA. And we're really, really thrilled to have this, to present this award, a lady who's really been making waves in the entertainment industry and the field of comedy for, shall we just say, many years.
She's an icon.
Do join us.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here. Good evening, afternoon, everyone. I started comedy when they didn't make tights for black women. So I'm glad I'm going to leave here with tights that are my color and also shoes. I saw those shoes, lady. I saw those shoes. I just want to say, Foluke, thank you for inviting me. It's a privilege to be here, and it's the 9th year. And to know about women who are doing things. Once upon a time, we knew everybody that was doing something. So to find out there are some women out there that are doing amazing things that we don't know about, it's just very inspiring. So I'm wishing you all the best. Thank you very much. So. I like that beat, I like that. And the winner is Rashada Henry.
Now I should be thinking it over. Instead I'm calling her over. Now she said that she won't go quietly. I should be thinking it over. Instead I'm calling her over. Now she said that she won't go.
Goodness, thank you so much. This means a lot. Oh my God, so I'm lost for words now. I started Your Future Ambition with Tunji Akintoken almost 4.5 years ago, and it was with a vision to encourage and inspire young children to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering and maths, because for us we saw that there was a gap in the market in terms of diverse talent in our industries. I joined the technology industry about 11 years ago, and I was the only black female selected to join a graduate scheme across Europe, and that wasn't good enough. And as a result of that, throughout the years working at that company, it didn't change, and I ended up leaving after 10 years, being the only black female in my role in Europe. So things like Your Future Ambition are so important to show the younger generations about not only the types of roles that are out there, but people that look like me and you in senior positions in those companies, to give them something to aspire to give them something to look up to in terms of, the types of careers that they could have, and the types of companies that are endorsing and sponsoring diversity within their workforce. So I do this in addition to my day job. We do it on a voluntary basis, and I wouldn't be able to do it without my co-director, Tunji, all of the stakeholder companies, that send volunteers to help us along the journey of creating a good event that happens once a year at the Emirates Stadium. So I'd like to actually thank everyone that's sitting on table 11. If you'd all like to stand up, I'd like to say thank you very much. You know, I know, they're blessed. Thank you, guys. It wouldn't be done without you. We all do it on a voluntary basis in addition to our day job. So it shows the commitment that we have. This is very important to all of us. And we'd encourage all of you, if you know any young people from the age of 7 right up to graduate age that have an interest in STEM, come down to Your Future Ambition. We have it once a year at the Emirates Stadium, and it's a free event for the kids. That's who it's there for. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Fantastic. And our next category is the Young Entrepreneur of the Year. Young entrepreneurs are the lifeblood of UK PLC. They bring the ideas, innovation, addiction to social media, no, not really, enthusiasm needed to drive our economy forward. This category celebrates young entrepreneurs making an impact in the business world, and the nominees are Victoria Alubi from the Tutoress, Lisha Johnson from Vanilla One World, Claudine Adeyemi from the Student Development Company, and Julianne Ponan from Creative Nature. And to present this award, we have one of this year's Apprentice stars, Ms. April Jackson, for anyone that watched it last night.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is, like everyone else has already said, a real pleasure to be here and being surrounded by such amazing people. And I loved Bianca's speech, and obviously, as The Apprentice is all fresh in my mind, it was a pleasure to sit there and listen to your journey. For the young ladies who are up for this afternoon's award, it's great that you guys come from such different backgrounds, different industries, from fashion, education, helping the unemployed. And I, being myself an entrepreneur, it's inspiring to learn from other people's journeys. So thank you very much for having me here. And the winner, while I fight with the envelope. The winner is Claudine Adeyemi.
What to say. I wasn't really expecting this. Thank you so much to Foluke for organising Precious Awards for the last 9 years and for creating this platform for women of colour to be celebrated in their efforts and their achievements. I'm so blessed. I was so excited about being nominated that I kind of forgot about the prospect of even winning. I'm a solicitor. I work at Meshkondorea Solicitors, and in my spare time, I run the Student Development Company, and the reason that I set that up last year was to provide young people with a platform to kind of push on with their careers and to support those that need it the most. And it's a platform that I think that I would have benefited from when I was young. I just think it's really important to be kind of supportive of young people, and I'm really passionate about their development, so that's why I set up the Student Development Company. But thank you very much. Thank you to all the volunteers that help us with the Student Development Company, my family that are here supporting me today, and all the professionals in my network, and to young people, and all the women here that are just a huge inspiration to me that I've met today, so thank you.
Oh, is that me?
It's your turn.
Wow, amazing, amazing. By the way, are you having a great time so far? I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm just so amazed by these incredible entrepreneurs. Every year, you know, I know it's our 9th year, but each time I'm just touched by story after story of just amazing women of colour in business, in the workplace, and we just don't hear those stories. So it's just a pleasure just to be hearing you and your stories. And I really hope that when the main business is done, you, as entrepreneurs, continue doing the business of talking, sharing, exchanging stories, exchanging business cards for sure. I really hope there's lots of business to be done in here, and collaborating. Wow, so without further ado, we're now on to the SME Business of the Year, sponsored by our headline sponsor, Barclays. And we all know what this is about, isn't it? The small and medium-sized enterprises that are so much the backbone of our economy. And the businesses nominated in this category this year are Jamaica Patty Company Limited. Yeah, Teresa Roberts. I'm really hoping you have some samples with you if you are here today, Teresa. Let's have a chat. The Compassionate Funeral Company, Asina Zaman. Creative Nature, Julianne Panan. And Hailbury, Denise Nez and Javni Patel. Right. And to present this award, we're delighted to welcome to the stage Penny Papworth, Director, Global Diversity and Inclusion at Barclays.
I think I had a name change, but that's fine.
Penny's Wendy.
Wendy. Someone had too much champagne earlier. Right, well, you've already heard from me, so I'm not going to say anything further, apart from on table 3 today, we at Barclays are hosting some of our business clients. So for those, both the winner and the finalists, if you have any questions, I'm sure some of our guests on table 3 would be very willing to answer them. So, SME Business of the Year, the award winner is... The winner is Hailbury.
You just kill me, could you at least do that? I wanna know your name. Or better yet, stay there, just do that. Hey,
Thank you. That is a real shock. There's so many thank yous. Thank you to Foluke for organising all of this and bringing it together. And it's just another bit of evidence of when you have a vision and you put the effort in, how you can make it come true. Hailbury is a law firm, and I co-founded it with my co-founder Janvi Patel 8 years ago. I wanted to be a lawyer when I was a young girl, when I was 14. And no one else in my family had been to university at that stage or wanted to be a lawyer, but equally, no one said to me, you can't. No one said to me, that's impossible. And I was surrounded by positivity and a belief that anything I wanted to do, I could do. And that's invaluable, and I hope an event like this and some of the amazing projects we've heard about today that are going on for young people in all the various areas just keep spreading that message that you can do whatever you want to do. I have to say, I didn't dream at that point when I wanted to be a lawyer that I would be winning an award for SME Business of the Year, because I didn't think I was going to run a business. But what I did know, and what I do know, is that where I see a gap in a market or in an area, I want to do something to fill it. So at school, I loved dance, and Bianca, I'm looking for those tights because I used to have to wear American tan tights for my dance things. It looked ridiculous year after year, so that is going to be huge in the dance world, let me tell you. I love dance, and I went to a school, and the dance teacher was the netball teacher, and I have to say, she wasn't very coordinated. So myself and a friend thought, we'll set up a dance club. And so we used to run the dance lessons throughout the school. Then we started choreographing for all the school shows, etc., etc. I got to university. I went to Liverpool University. And that was a lesson in being the odd one out. 200 law students, 4 of us were non-white. It was very strange. And I was the only girl who was just done her A-levels
and, you know, turned up and happened to be from the African Caribbean community. The other non-white students were all international students. There was no African Caribbean society, so myself and a friend set one up. And we're glad we did. It went on to do great things. And Helbury was similar. I started in a law firm in the city and looked around, and they had a diverse intake at the bottom, but not much diversity at the top. And I didn't really see that that was where I was going to rise in my career. I went in-house and worked for B Sky B, and it was much more diverse, but not so much in the legal team. And my co-founder, Janvi Patel, saw something similar. We set up Helbury not actually to deal with the issue of diversity, but to deal with the issue of providing appropriate legal services to in-house teams, dealing with flexibility, dealing with things where you just do it right. You don't do it because that's the way it's always been done. You do it because you've got a blank sheet of paper and you can go, this is what works. So that's why we set up Helbury, and we're really proud of our team. I wouldn't be standing here without the rest of the team. We work with some amazing companies now, including Barclays and BT and HSBC, and I walk into those rooms and I have meetings with the GCs and, you know, the senior leadership teams, and I pinch myself when I walk out still, going, oh my God, they do business with me. So if I can do it, anyone can. Thank you very much.
Well done. Well done, Denise. And I always used to wonder how you managed to combine that, and you're too modest to say it, combine that with a TV career. I just don't know how you do that. It's remarkable. So huge congratulations.
We've come on to our final award of the afternoon.
I'm feeling a bit sad now.
Already?
Yeah, I know.
So our final award today is the Precious Entrepreneur of the Year Award. This entrepreneur is someone who the judges feel has been the most entrepreneurial out of all of the women nominated. And to present this award, we'd like to invite all of our judges to the stage to announce it. So could Salima Galaba, digital strategist Owen Pringle, and Bilal Hilton Lee from Credit Suisse. So if all three of you could come to stage, that would be great.
Please do. And it would be lovely to hear from you a little bit about the judging process. Yeah, it would be great to hear from you a little bit about the judging process too. I'm sure it was really, really challenging this year. So do share with us our thoughts before we announce the big one.
Yeah, we found, particularly for this award, the diversity in the types of organization was really broad, and you know, it's been one of the most difficult things we've had to do. I'd say, you know, we did have a couple of black eyes in the room, but we're okay now. And I think that's, yeah, to a large degree, I'm really inspired by what I've seen today. And obviously, I'd like to really pass on my congratulations, both to Foluke and everybody who has won awards today. And I don't know, was there anything else we'd like to add in terms of the process?
I guess just about the quality of the finalists, really difficult decisions to make. So I know that there are going to be some unhappy faces in the room, but take heart that every single one of you is an amazing, amazing example and amazing nominee. So very well done to all of you.
For us, it was a real pleasure to be judging the nominees. As challenging as it was a real pleasure. It was really inspiring. I've been away out the country for a while, and to come back and to just take part in this process has really inspired me and made me realise I made the right decision to be back in the UK amongst all of you. And so although we have chosen one person, I think everybody in this room really, for us, is an inspiration.
Drum roll, please. The last for the evening. The winner is Javni Patel and Denise from Helbury.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, yeah, this is amazing. I don't deserve it. The team deserve it. They are amazing. One of the great things about running your own business and running your own show, and anyone thinking of doing it, whether it's a social enterprise or your own business or just being self-employed, is that you get to shape your day. You get to shape the world. You get to decide how things should be. And therefore, you gather people around you with good energy, good vibes, who want to do great things. I'm actually really proud that I've arrived here today. I've met so many new people, but lots of people I recognise as well, because actually when you're doing this, you start to connect with other people who are trying to do things differently. It is amazing to have an event like this, where we're celebrating women of colour and all the amazing things we do. And I look forward to seeing it grow and prosper. Foluke, thank you again for everything you do. In our industry, and I think and that's the legal industry, but in other industries, there's a lot of push at the moment for diversity and for this not being a special event, this being just part of the mix, that you see a sea like this wherever you go. This is the awards season, and myself and my colleague have been to a few of the legal business awards of different shapes and types, and I can tell you the room did not look like this. But we would like it to look more like this. We're just different. It's good for everyone. It enriches everyone, and we'll do it if we all keep supporting each other and working really hard. I would like to use this fantastic award and privilege as a beacon and as a light to shine, to show others that it can be done, to encourage other people to just get up and do it. And thank you again for recognising the work we've done. We really appreciate it.
And we hope you've got a large handbag, because we know it wasn't just you who set up the business, so we've got another one here for you, so for Javni and for the team. So I just want to applaud you. Thank you very much, our winners, and thanks our judges. Big round of applause. Okay. Right. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Can you believe that the business of the award giving is over? It is a bit sad, isn't it? But we really want to extend our warmest thanks to absolutely everybody in the room, all of our sponsors, everyone who's been named, everybody who's taken part, everybody who's voted, everyone who's nominated, everybody who's played a part within those organisations, everybody who supported everybody throughout their journey. We really want to applaud you, and we invite you all to stand up and to take a bow, please, if you would. If you would, one and all. Stand up, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.